I have 4 children aged 4, 8, 12 and 13, and I am going on holiday on an aeroplane. It's a long journey for us, not necessarily the longest flight, but we are travelling from 9:30 in the morning and we're not getting to the hotel till 9 at night. And I was looking for YouTube videos about what to pack for children on long journeys and airplanes and all of that, and it wasn't really showing up much, especially for older children. So in this video I will show you what I packed for my 4 children and kind of explain the reasoning. If I am retroactive enough, I will also show clips of them using this stuff, but this might just be the video that you get. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie. I am a mum of 4 and this is my first time taking them abroad on holiday. So let's get right into it, starting with the youngest. Or should I just do a bit of everything? Yeah, I'll show you what they all got that's the same and then show you what they got individually. So first of all, they all got a small empty water bottle so that if they are given drinks on the flight, they can pour them in here to avoid any spills, because obviously they normally give you open cups. So they each got a water bottle. My children will be taking technology, so that'll either be a Switch or a phone or a tablet, something like that, to keep them entertained for some of the journey, apart from my youngest, who doesn't actually have any of that. However, she will probably use our phone to watch an episode or something. So each of my children have one of these portable little stands. Each got a different colour. So my youngest has yellow, red, green, blue, you know the drill. So anyway, so they each have one of them. They are nice and lightweight and they can be used for phones, tablets, anything like that. And then we have your usual colouring book and pens. Now I wanted to get pens that were in a box, but I couldn't find any, so I got them in the packet, but they will be getting told, you know, keep them in the packet when you're not using them so they don't roll around. I did see a video that recommended triangular crayons for younger children, because then they can't roll away, so that's a great idea, but my daughter prefers pens at this stage. So she got a colouring book, and then she also got a sticker book. She's absolutely obsessed with stickers right now, and it's a really good way to keep them entertained on long journeys. They can stick, with this particular book, the stickers correlate to the pictures. However, if I was just to give her a pack of stickers, she would be fine sticking them to the different parts of the aeroplane and they come off easy enough. I did see a video where somebody also used post-it notes and children were just wildly entertained using post-it notes and sticking them everywhere. So then along the drawing route, she has one of these drawing tablets. Now this drawing tablet is amazing, and just in case you haven't seen one before, although I feel like everybody's seen them at this point, let me just show you why it is so good. So you draw on the tablet and then you delete it. So it's like a futuristic Etch-a-Sketch. And I thought that would be great, you know, for playing noughts and crosses, hangman, doodling, that kind of thing without wasting loads of paper. So these are perfect. And then something a little bit different. I didn't see anybody else do this. I haven't opened this yet, so I can't open it up to show you. But this is a magnetic jigsaw puzzle. Now, when I was looking for things for people to do, you know, it was mostly colouring and stickers and like technology, that kind of thing. And I realised it's because, you know, pieces can get lost on an aeroplane, they can roll away and all of that kind of thing. So I looked for things that were deliberately magnetic and things that would stay in place. So yeah, this is a 3-in-1 book that has 3 different jigsaws aged at her age, and she can sit and do them with either myself or her dad. And then this isn't magnetic, and she might not play with this on the plane because it has little pieces, but she really loves playing Connect 4. She has no idea how to play it. She doesn't play it correctly. She's only 4 years old. If your 4-year-old knows how to play, then amazing, but she doesn't. but this would be a good one. You know, we have when we're spending 2 hours waiting on the flight or between transfers, that kind of thing. So Connect 4. And that is what she has got. And then I'm going to move to my second youngest. He is 8 years old. So again, he has the bottle for drinking, the colouring book, the sticker book, the phone stand, the drawing tablet, which I'm just going to open it up while I'm here because why not? Kill two birds with one stone. So the drawing tablet, the pens to go with the sticker book, and then he has magnetic snakes and ladders. So this is a nice simple one for younger children. It's magnetic, so they're less likely to lose the pieces. Not quite sure how the dice works. I was thinking, you know, the game Frustration has like a container with a dice in it and you push it down and it bops the dice. I was planning on getting something like that for the dice, but I forgot. So you can get apps on your phone to roll dice, so that could be an option. And then Uno. And again, this is something that we might play on the flight, but we might not. But we could play during transfers, we could play when we're on holiday, if the weather took a turn, if they want to be inside the hotel, that kind of thing. We're very much a board game, card game kind of family. So Uno is a great one. Even younger children understand how to play. So that's what he has. Moving on to my second oldest child, he is 12, he is autistic, and the reason I say that is because he really loves to draw, and so he has chosen a notebook, pen, pencil and things, and instead of a colouring book. And also I got him these, but he's like, you can't use them in the notebook that I got, so he probably won't use them, but just to show, you know, there are different like pens for different ages and things. He has a normal deck of cards. There are lots of games you can play with a normal deck of cards, and I feel like he's old enough not to drop them all over the plane, so we probably will play them on the plane. And then again, magnetic games. So he really likes chess, and I'm not sure if he knows how to play draughts or checkers, so I'm going to teach him how to do that. So again, they're small pieces, but they're magnetic, so I'm hoping they're not going to go everywhere. I will let you guys know if it works out or not. I could be recommending these, it could be an absolutely terrible idea, but something original. So here we go, we'll try them. And then he also has, you know, the drawing tablet and the phone holder. He probably will spend a lot of the journey on his technology, but we've been really trying to get away from too much tech time, and so we kind of limit how much tech they can have now. We didn't used to, but we do now. So yeah, we're hoping, you know, playing board games and card games and, you know, noughts and crosses, that kind of thing, will keep them entertained for longer. Moving on to my daughter, same story again. She did choose a colouring book. She just chose this one, which is, she's 13, but, you know, this kind of drawing style seems quite popular right now, the really simplified one. I'm trying to flick through these, but I've got false nails on for the first time in forever, so I can't do it. Anyway, so I got that for her, as well as the same pens and the drawing tablet, which again, also ignore the chaos around me. If you know me, you know this is my life. We just close our eyes to the mess, especially the night before holiday when it is 1:45 in the morning and I'm still not prepared. Anyway, opening up her drawing tablet. Ta-da, they're so lightweight as well, I really love them. So she got magnetic Ludo. She will either be sitting with us or sitting with a friend of hers who the family that we're flying with as well. So she might play with us or she might play with her friend. Anyway, so she got Ludo and we got Dobble as well, which is another nice simple card game, but this is the one that might go flying because, you know, you're like trying to be quick, so it might not be on the plane, but again, it'll still be for the journey and then when we're there as well. So that's another one. So that is everything that I got to entertain the children. Like I say, the 3 older children will have a technological device. My younger child we'll most likely watch an episode or two on our phone. Sorry, let me get comfortable. Other things to mention is my girls both have an eye mask, because not on the way there, but on the way back it will be quite late at night, and I think they might want to sleep. The boys really don't care that much about the light. And then in their carry-on cases, they have, you know, their hats, their sunglasses, their chapstick, sunscreen, all of that kind of thing. And then obviously snacks. Snacks are life, and I have packed far too many, but I would rather have too many than too little, especially for Arthur, my autistic son, because he's very fussy about what he will eat. So yes, there is a lot of crap in these bags, not gonna lie. There are some healthier things, you know. There is some fruit and like fruit roll-ups and like cheese savouries, that kind of thing, but mostly it's just rubbish. But that is because we will be having a big lunch before flying, but then they're not going to get anything to eat until after 9 p.m, so the snacks are to keep them going. For the two girls, if we're offered sandwiches and things on the flight, they'll probably eat them, but the boys absolutely will not touch sandwiches of any kind. So yeah, that is what we have in terms of snacks. I've put them in big Ziploc bags, and I did try and write the names on them, but the pen didn't work, so that didn't happen. Anyway, so they each have a bag, and that will just go inside their rucksacks to go on the flight, and then the bags themselves can be used for rubbish. And because I bought multi-packs of everything, I still have like another full bag of like all the leftover snacks that I'm going to take with me, because I'm really worried that where we're going isn't going to be any of the snacks that my son likes. So at least I'll have some to bring back with me. I feel like that is everything. No, one more thing. Two more things. So this is a really cool game that I found. I did originally think we could play it on the airplane. That was very optimistic. We're absolutely not going to be able to. But this will be a good one for the transfers or when we're there. And I'm actually quite looking forward to playing it. So you get 4 colours. You can play 2 to 4 players. And think Connect 4, except there's 5 and you're making the board. It's not like a drop down thing. So yeah, it's called OK Play, and hopefully this is going to be quite fun to do. And then the final thing I wanted to show you are these waterproof phone pouches. There's very good reviews on these, where you can put your phone in the pouch underwater and still get the same like quality of video without getting it wet. I'm really scared to test it. I'm hoping everybody is telling the truth in the reviews, and I'm going to try it out, and if my phone breaks, lesson learned. Anyway, that was the very last thing I wanted to show you guys. Like I say, I'm going to try and insert some clips of the flight and the kids using all of this stuff. However, this video might just be what you get, so you'll know when I know. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hi everyone, I am still currently on holiday, so it was just simply easier for me to insert this at the end rather than snipping up all the little individual clips and putting it in amongst the video. So here are just a few snippets of the kids using the things that I showed you. A lot of what I packed was handy for when we were at the airport. So the kids played cards, they used their drawing tablets, Lily did her jigsaw, they played their tablets. On the aeroplane, I would say that the jigsaw, although Lily did use it, it's not the best, because even though it is magnetic, there isn't really anywhere for the pieces to go, and you'll kind of see that and see how the back of them are black. She dropped a couple on the airplane and it was a nightmare trying to find them, so I definitely would not recommend the jigsaw for on the plane, but it was brilliant for like in between getting on and off the flight and things. And then the Uno cards and playing cards have been a big hit even here on holiday, so definitely recommend bringing them, especially because they sell them here but for like 3 times the price. Also, the kids did go on the technology more than I would have liked. There wasn't any Wi-Fi on the plane, so they were mostly just watching things that were pre-downloaded. The bottles, definitely a big hit, although Kai dropped his on the bus and it rolled right down the front, which was not ideal. which I didn't think it could because of the type of lid it had, but somehow it managed. Me and Arthur had a couple of games of chess. Of course, I won, but he really enjoyed that. And we did switch around seats a couple of times. The only thing with the chess pieces is obviously when you take somebody's piece, you have to make sure you put it back into the little baggie. I think one piece was dropped and that was it, but because it was magnetic, it was really easy to keep a hold. Again, the Uno cards were great on the flight, but there was a couple of times that the pile was nearly knocked over and that would have been disastrous. So again, you know, maybe not for younger kids, but for older kids, definitely a hit. I'm trying to think what else is about to come up on these clips. Madison really enjoyed doing her colouring in on the plane while she was watching an episode of her show. So that was a big hit with her. I don't think Lily did much colouring in on the flight, and Kai has done more colouring in since we got here than actual on the flight itself. So this is just the last snippet of Lily playing with her jigsaw, but like you see, it took up 2 trays for the pieces to be laid out and for her. But anyway, that is this video. I hope it has been helpful and given you some new ideas of what we could bring on a flight. I probably wouldn't change anything apart from not using the jigsaw on the flight, but that's about it. So bye!